selected the order number field to be 9 digits long because that's kind of efficient when you're packing decimal numbers on data files. Most people wrote programs and said, I don't have enough space on the screen to show all 9 digits, so I'll just show 8. So I'll just define the field as 8. So they read from the file, and if it's over 100 million, it drops the leading 1. So some programs were dealing with the new orders as order number 1, while others were 1, 8, 7 zeros and a 1. So we had an emergency fix session of correcting all of these programs that the order number had been defined at the wrong length within the program. Because obviously also once the leading 1 is lost, you then end up with any data written to the files is missing it as well. So even though the file can store 9 digits, you're only writing the last 8 of the current order number because your program doesn't see the first digit. So that was all day yesterday, and good fun. And so we had to shut down our sales team for about an hour in order to get all the fixed programs in as quickly as we could. And then we had our resident, sales order specialist, we call them. They're basically members of the sales team, but they have a little bit more authority to be partially considered as IT go-betweens. So whenever anyone wants an enhancement to the system, it will generally go through them because they at least understand programmers to a certain extent and are able to talk to us partially in our language and thus end up with we get a good discussion about, well, conceptually this is what we want, and we may say it's easy, hard, whatever, and it's going to be ready in possibly a week if we're undisturbed, or maybe a month if we're undisturbed, or whatever, and then they determine of what benefit is that enhancement. And do I really want to spend a week's time doing that as opposed to a week's time doing something a little bit more critical? And so it's the specialists that talk to us about it, and it's managers who request it. And then once we're done with it, we let the specialists play with it for a week, a month, whatever. And when they're happy, they will usually introduce the manager who requested it to the test system and just say, can you tell us if we've understood correctly exactly what you wanted? And then once that's done, the specialists are the ones who say, yes, we're happy with the changes, you can go ahead and install them. So, yeah, they're quite important people to our operation. I need to lift that bucket a little. We haven't actually picked up that many rocks, which kind of where I thought we would be. This little corner, there's not a lot of dirt here, but there are rocks, so we are having to collect them. Let's zoom in a bit. Like I said, it's really difficult to see the texture change between lime-covered ground, lime-covered ploughed ground versus the actual loose rocks on the ground. I think those rocks are probably the next row over. Nope. We got him. Hey. Okay, so, as I said, once we're done doing all of this, we can run out to the store, unload this. I could put the slurry tanker on this tractor. It does have the horsepower for it. I can probably stop being GPS'd here. And obviously, having GPS on this, we are better able to control where we're putting the slurry. And I have dropped some rocks there. Those are definitely falling out of the bucket. Son of a gun. That's better. Okay. And a patch by the tree. Again, I don't know if there's anything in this patch, but we'll give it a shovel just to... Well, we won't. Okay, I'll move the tractor out the way and we'll do a texture check on the map. There's a couple over there. Okay then, I guess we'll go find those. See how much I'm having to fight the bucket, and it's still not turning well. Oh, I see. The rock texture was predominantly in the mulched area, but still missed a bit right there. I think I'm going to have to get out and walk it. That would be that pile there. Okay. As you can see, it's in the mulched area, but I think it triggered creation in the ploughed area. Because as we were creating this, we were... there you go. We were slightly over ploughing parts of this. I guess we can take that back. It's 87 litres. It's 10 cents of rocks. Oof. Well, it is what it is. And I need to watch where I'm driving so I don't kill any soybeans. Alrighty, so it's first. We're still on the same day that we ploughed. That's quite incredible. Okay, I'm going to take this back over the road to the to the John Deere. Put the bucket away. Okay, this tractor is capable of running the slurry spreader, so I may just use this tractor for this. I may drop the front loader arms too. So I don't think this tractor needs to be fully kitted up with loader arms all the time. I really need a better way to organise these. So possibly sometime in the new year, what I'll look at doing is adjusting the farmyard layout. Okay, I think I want to head back here. I'll see you. Used to say that to our former foster daughter. She'd be like, "No seeing me. I see you." Okay, we can lift that up. Lift that up. So I think the annoying thing about this particular tractor is that, or this particular implement, is you have to lower the injectors when you want to detach it. And that's not usually a specific requirement on a lot of equipment. Oh, which button do I press? That one? That looks like a good one. And this, I mean, this job is really continuing what we used to do on Oakfield Farm. Except on Oakfield Farm, we didn't have slurry, but we did have an absolute ton of digestate at the BGA. And the annoying thing about that was, from where the farm was, we had to drive the full length of the map to actually get to a point where we could pick it up and then ship it all the way back to the farm. And, just a very long drive. At least here, the cow yard is right here. So at the moment, we are getting very good coverage. Deutz is going to need a repair soon. How's it doing on fuel? We're probably going to refuel it soon as well. But for right now, I'm going to maneuver that there. Okay. We need 2 application rate. We need lots and lots and lots. Toggle map view. Well, I don't want to do that, but I do want to do that. Turn on crop sensor, no. Turn on slurry tanker, no. Activate automatic application rate, no. Application rate. Oh, that's just annoying. Oh. Really? How do I fold that back? No, don't want to do that. That sticks it in the ground, that lifts it. Oh, jeez. Okay, that lifts that up, and that drops that down. Ah, if I hold it, that's good. Okay, now, we're going to go 28. We need to unfold it. That's a good start. So we're not doing automatic application, and part of the reason for that is there's nothing to automatic against. So we drive forward, and we are laying it out there. So let's 40. 40 is getting it up to there. I want the 190. Let's go 180, 45. Okay, that should be good. I will set the dude off running, and we are getting predominantly green slurry levels here. I'm going to jump over to the map, and nitrogen, this is where we're doing things. Oh, we're laying that out at maximum. I could step that back then. Hang on, let's do that. Turn the worker off, back up. And I want to pull that down. Okay. What are we laying it at the moment? 45. Let's go. Okay. Go one over on 41. No, down to press that 40. Okay. Push that forward. We'll set the worker off again, and he's going to pick up from where he left off. So it's a little bit less. And we are now laying. Let's go and come back again. 140, 160, 180, and a bit of 120. So yeah, it's quite high, but it's not the highest. We'll plant the canola, and then we can come back with a metered crop sprayer and just get it all right where it needs to be. For now, we have a John Deere tractor to drive. 1,556 rocks. That should be worth about $10. So spreading slurry, we've got the slurry to do. What else have we got to do today? I mean, this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We could look at store sales, see if there's anything nice on. I do need a front loader for the dairy, because the one we had kind of sucked. And like I said, I don't know if it was the loader just couldn't cope with the lift, the weight, or if it was a combination of the loader and the CSC pallet forks. If I delayed my decision a little bit longer, oops, sorry, drinking tea and driving, yeah. If I delayed my decision a little bit longer, I could possibly have bought the regular Altel pallet forks down to the dairy and fitted them on the loader, and taken the CSC pallet forks back to the yard and had them available there. But I didn't really think that entire thing through. I was just so annoyed with, well, the loader's just not up to the job of picking up a standard cane pallet. It's probably a good idea, because I am considering loading the heavier pallets mod, which increases their content to 5,000 litres per pallet. What that means for us is, while we're still going to sell full pallets per month, we're only producing 2,000 litres of bread per month, so we'll only have to move bread every 3rd month, or 2 months out of 5. 3 and 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, that sort of thing. Butter's going to be producing at quite a good rate. The main thing is the wheat. It always produces at a significant, not the wheat, the flour. And that's because the flour mill has 4 productions. 4 productions? Yes, 4 productions, 1 for each grain type. And all of them can produce at maximum outputs. The dairy has 1 production load, which is shared between the what you want to produce thing. So if you're producing just butter, 100% of the production of that factory will go to butter. But if you're producing butter and cheese, 50% goes to butter, 50% goes to cheese. Am I there? We'll call it there. It's tipping, so that works. And $10. Oh, $10 of environmental reward. $85 total for 1,500 litres of rocks. Not the most lucrative of sales, should we say. I'm going to say I've got enough diesel. John Deere is going to need maintenance at some time, but not right this minute. And we have still, as I said, this is if you're thinking of, I might like to try out doing wood chips with a bio baler. This is the time to buy that. 60% off. Otherwise, I would just say no, because wood chips are just about as valuable as rocks are. We sell them at $10 a pound, and they sell them at $100 a pound for people who want to gravel their driveway. Something, I was watching someone talking about something. Oh, Celotex. Celotex is sort of an insulating foam type of thing, and you can buy it from a builder's merchant, and it costs a pretty penny. Or you can go down to a building site, talk to the foreman and say, look, I'd like a couple of pieces of offcut Celotex that you have, or insulating foam that you have, and sometimes it'll just be like, hey Harry, come over here, take this guy over to the skip and get him a couple of cuts of scrap Celotex or insulating foam, and you don't have to pay for it because they have to pay for disposal, and that's a problem. And so you can get your modelling supplies free if you're shrewd about it. I mean, I'm doing model railroads, and if you're ballasting the track, you put the sort of the rock stuff between the tracks, and then you get a watered down adhesive with a little bit of he's run out of slurry, hasn't he? A drop of dish soap to break the surface tension, so it'll just soak into the track bed, and then you apply it. A lot of people say, oh, you need a syringe to do it, and I did try using a syringe, and the problem was I found that the syringe didn't give me very good control, and so it would sometimes come out with a lot of pressure and blow all of the ballast off the tracks. So I was sort of, well, that's not particularly handy. But I saw one person suggest using an eyedropper. Well, where on earth do you get an eyedropper? Local pharmacy. And they'll give you a few. So I went down to the local pharmacy and I just said, oh, I need an eyedropper. And they said, oh yeah, no problem. Went out the back, bought a handful back to me. So I said, oh, how much? I said, no, they're free. So, oh, okay. Because, I mean, obviously from their mind, they're charging for the eye drops. And if you're buying eye drops, you need an eyedropper to apply the drops into your eyes. So they're figuring, you're gonna drop stuff in your eye, and you'll be back to buy more of that, which is good profit for us. And these little plastic eyedroppers, a penny a dozen. So they just gave them away free. So yeah, if you're into model railroading and you want to glue your ballast down, one of the cheapest, most effective ways of doing it is with an eyedropper. Okay, this is actually looking okay. I mean, obviously we are laying on the manure very thick, and so we're going to go through a few tanks here. But part of the thing is I want to go through a few tanks here, and that would be because we have more than a few tanks of slurry available to us, and it is being produced at an incredible rate by our now 60 cows. These guys are going to reproduce in 3 months, 1,500. These guys in 5, and these guys next month. We will have 5 more cows. Admittedly, these ones and these ones and these ones are not producing milk yet, and when they do, this milk supply is gonna start moving really quickly. Okay, how many? It's only 85%. Okay, what else do we need to do on our farm? We've got slurry on the other field. Nothing I can do about that right now. I suppose I can review the map. So this is soybeans, has no cares about nitrogen. These are grass. They don't have a lot of nitrogen. That's interesting that that's all green. What happened there? Oh, you know what happened there? I think I sprayed this field and sprayed that area. No? I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. That's green. Now, fortunately, 49 and 50 are where we're putting the soybeans, the canola next year. So it kind of needs to be green. So I'm not too worried about that. These are all right to ideal conditions. pH looks okay. And soil types sucks. Also sucks. I'm glad 55 is a cow pasture, because that's not a good yielding field. We've got a little bit of bad silty clay there, loamy sand even. We've got sandy loam, which is better, and a lot of loam. And I think these fields up here are very loamy, so I'd like to buy 58 when the time comes. I think 65. Plot 65 will be a good plot to buy. And it adjoins 62 and 68, so we can work all these fields together straight out of there. That's also a good field, and that's also a good field. So these are seriously desired fields. This is a little bit up in price. This is a lot up in price, and this is also a lot up in price. The other field I like is 71, because it's directly opposite 67, and that is horrendously up in price, so not particularly going to be looking at that one. Let's go back to, we can't actually tell, can we? So what was I looking at? 62. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm just pushing buttons at random. Okay. So August is a thing. You're empty again. I guess you are. Okay. Let's pull that up. So yeah, as I said, we are going to go through. I was going to say we're going to go through crap like crazy, but yeah, we're going to go through crap like crazy. Although this tank's only about 30,000 litres. I'd like a manure spreader, just because we produce similar amounts of manure as well, and it's really not worth trekking all the way down to the BGA. Plus, we can only sell limited amounts per with 50,000 litres a day, something like that. Which, again, is just... It's a long way to go, and you make a couple of $100 from it. Oh, 13,000 litres. So yeah, we're very slowly emptying that tank. I'm going to have to find some way of using up the slurry and the manure, and one greenhouse is not making a sizable dent in that. Obviously, laying fields out at the rate we're laying at the moment is the easiest way of distributing our excess slurry. The downside is I don't have enough fields to run at this level of distribution. And look at that again. We are still on 40. There's a lot of the fields we'll run at 20 will be sufficient. Just because